Hello everyone, it's Becky here and welcome back to my channel and welcome back to a new tag video. It's been a while since I did a tag video, so I'm quite excited about doing this one, and this one is called the Ratings and Reviews tag, which was originally created by Scott and Nell from Gunpowder, Fiction and Plot, and I was very kindly tagged by lovely Jolene from Bookworm Adventure Girl. And without further ado, I will just start, and the first tag to ask to tag some folks, and I do apologize if you already done this tag by the time you are watching this video, because I know that this been going on for a while already, but at least I will try and I will tag these channels. So, Sassy Library Fox, Bibbidi Bobbidi Books, Only If for a Page, and Any with a Book. So if you lovely ladies haven't done the tag yet, please do so, because I would love to see your answers and these are really great questions. So, question number 2. How do you know you just finished a good book? Is it a thinking or feeling response? And I would say kind of both, but in the same time I'm really a person who goes with feelings with everything, so it would be feelings as well. And I think that the way how I know I finished really great book is that usually right after finishing it I just find myself staring at the wall and I'm speechless, but then seconds after I just have so many thoughts in my head. I really do want to speak about the book and I want to share my opinion, and I just have so many questions and I just don't know what to do first. So that's the sign that the book I just finished is absolutely brilliant. Question number 3. When you begin to form your review or rating, what is the first question you ask yourself? I think that would be like how the book made me feel, but in the same time, if the book is really good, I don't really need to think about what kind of questions I'm gonna ask or how I'm gonna do the review or what I want to say, because as I just said, it would be immediately just kind of flowing out of me and I would have problems even to form the sentences because I would be very excited. Okay, do you do star ratings? And this is a little longer one, so here we go. Why not? If yes, explain your star rating system. What does a good book get in your rating system? Is your star rating consistent? Are all your 5-star books better than all your 4-star books? If no, what language do you use to convey the quality of a book in your reviews? And does this form an informal rating or ranking? Okay, so yes, I do star reviews for the books, and my rating system I would say is quite simple, because most of the time, even when I'm going to pick up the book to read, I try to choose books which I think I will like, and most of the time if I really do like a story, I like the plot, I like the characters, or there is something interesting about it and the book kind of raises the questions, or it has some themes that make me think about different things, and then if I'm, for example, speechless after finishing the book because I really enjoyed it, it's easy for me to give this book 5 stars. And then I would say that in general the way I rate the books according to star system is that if I did not enjoy the book, usually that would be like 3 stars, maybe 2.5 stars. 2.5, is it the word? Yeah, like 2.5 stars. But I don't think I ever gave like 1 star to a book, because usually that for me means that I just DNF the book. Because if I do not like the book that much and I just feel like it's not worthy more than 1 star, I just do not finish the book usually. So I don't think I ever gave 1 star, if that makes sense. Question number 5. Do you believe every book has its perfect reader? Does this contradict the idea that a book can be bad? And this is a really great question, and I must say when I read this tag I was like, I never thought about it like deeper. But I think that this is a very subjective thing, and in general I think that every book has its own reader, because we are very different as people, as readers, and what I like maybe it's something you don't like, and then the other way around. So I think that it's very difficult to say about some book that it's a bad book, because why would be the book bad? Because you didn't like it. What is it you didn't like about the book? You know what I mean. So I think that in general every book has its own reader, and it's very subjective thing, but in general I think that unless the book would be really insulting towards something or someone, it still can be a good book. And if you don't like the book for some reason, that is fine, because maybe someone else will. Hope it makes sense. What book that you hated have you recommended? So I think in general I always recommend only books which I really like. Yes, but then when I think about it other way around, I don't think I ever was like recommended that someone would recommend a book to me which I would hate after that. But actually well, yeah, for example, The Man Called Ove is a book which I did not enjoy very much, and I was not recommended this book directly by someone, but I just found it that people on the booktube were really praising the book in general, and because I really like other book by Frederick Beckman called Anxious People, I was like, I'm gonna give this a go because everyone is recommending the book, but then I just did not like it, I'm sorry. What makes a book good, bad or great by your evaluation? So I would say that in general, good book is usually if I read a book and I'm like, well, yeah, that wasn't bad, but I kind of forget about the book in a couple days, which happens to my first read of this year, which I will tell you more about in my wrap-up video. And that was kind of example of a good book. Like, yes, I read it and there were moments I was like, oh, okay, this is interesting, but literally day after I kind of forgot what was the book about and I was a little disappointed with the ending, but still I kind of enjoy listening to that book because it was audiobook. Then the bad book for me, usually it would be when I really need to push myself into reading it and it takes me really a long time to pick up the book and start reading it again, and then usually if it's less than 3 stars and then we are maybe talking about DNFing the book, that would be the bad book. And then the great book, obviously, as I just said, staring into the wall and then just have all the thoughts just running around my head. Question number 8. When evaluating the quality of a book, do you have a specific criteria or aspects of the book, such as characters development, that you consider? Does this change if you are writing an in-depth review versus just thinking about the book for enjoyment? Well, for me this is a little tricky because obviously even when I was at uni and we were analyzing different films, you always need to say why you like something or why you don't like something, and I do understand this, and obviously I think that that's very important, but I'm really the type of person who struggle to sometimes explain why I did like or didn't like certain things, and it's once again about the feelings for me. So when I finish the book I'm like, I love this or I hate this, and I know why, but it's difficult for me to explain. But then in general, if I would want to go to like more obvious criteria, obviously that would be, for example, characters development. If I was able to identify with the character, if there was something interesting about the character which made me feel something towards the characters, whether that was liking them or understanding them or maybe feel sorry for them or be angry with them, then definitely the main plot, the main idea, if it was interesting. Also the pace of the story, how the story went, if again I had to push myself into reading it or if it was just boom 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 boom, absolutely amazing. I think I'm a little hyper, but never mind. Also the writing style, for example, I love the books which really made me even emotional just from the way how the sentences are written, which was, for example, the Memoirs of Geisha. It was such beautifully written book. Yeah, so there are quite a lot of criteria, but in general, for me, if I'm really honest, it's like, yeah, I like the book or no, I didn't like the book, and I feel like I don't want or I don't need to explain anything. Anyone else like that? Do you consider star ratings when choosing books to read or add to your TBR? Right, so if I choose to read some book, usually it's because I like how the description of the book sounded and I do want to read it. And even if I found out that this book got like small star ratings according to some other booktubers or some other readers, I still do want to read the book because, as I said, I'm very much aware that people are different and maybe I will like the book despite the fact they didn't like the book. And in general, I just think that I always choose the books which I think I will like. So mostly for me the rating system and how it works, that if I choose to read some books, I kind of hope it would be 5 stars or I kind of think it would be 5 stars, and then from there I see whether it's really 5 stars or a little less. What was the question? Yeah, in general I do not really think about star rating when choosing the books to read. There we go, the answer. Okay, question number 10. Who on booktube does reliable and interesting reviews of books that you know you can use to decide if the book is for you or not? What makes a review good or bad? Or their reviews good or bad? Well, I don't think I'm gonna say anyone concretely, but I must say that being on booktube, that's one of the things I really love about it, because since everyone likes different things, and I know that if I will be listening to 5 different booktubers talking about the same book, each of them will point different things they liked about the book or they didn't like, and that's what I really like and enjoy about booktube the most, because as I just said in previous questions, I don't really pay attention to star ratings from different people that much, and if I know that I want to read the book, I will just read it. So yes, that's the answer. But also in general, for example, out of the booktube, my sister is great when it comes to talking about books and doing reviews, because she could easily have her own channel. So I always speak about books with her as well, and if she recommends me some book, usually I am like, okay, I'm gonna read this. Okay, question number 11. Does those booktubers use different language than you to evaluate and review the overall quality of the book? Sometimes, and I would say that kind of the biggest difference would be that I know that many booktubers used to do, for example, book review of a single book, which gives them much more space to go deeper when analyzing the book, and I know that many people, or even some booktubers I am watching, they usually go in a little structure. So first they speak about the characters, then the story, then what they like, what they didn't like, and they have these little categories and they go really into depth when it comes to analyzing the book. But then, for example, when I do book reviews, usually I tend to do wrap-ups after the whole month or even several months, so I do not go into such depth when talking about the books, and I just pick the most important things I like or I didn't like and just say what is the book in general about. So I think that would be the main difference between me and maybe some other booktubers who are doing reviews. Right, so that's it. 11 questions. I really like this. Thank you very much for joining me. I really hope you enjoyed it, and without further ado, I will just say bye. If you like the video and you still consider to subscribe, please do so, because it will be very lovely to have you here, and I will see you with another video very soon. Take care. Bye.